Tommy Gunn's story. No one inside of the circle knew anything about Tommy Gunn except that he was blind. Well, before he lost his sight, he had led a gang of thieves down in Boston. But after he lost his sight, he fell out of that life and became a data worker, working at the security company up in Salem, Mass, that had developed a system that modulated light, sound, and motion senses to create an impenetrable barrier that they hoped would grab a big part of the security market someday. And while walking past the room where it was being developed and tested, Tommy realized that he could defeat those defenses. He soon realized that with his new abilities, he could walk through any security system in the world. The biggest jewelry center the biggest jewelry centers in the world were in New York City. So Tommy Gunn quit his job. He took back his gang from the soldier who they had elected to replace him. And after a few local jobs to give them a bank, he moved the entire outfit to New York City. And soon the crime rate in Boston fell. At the same time, the crime rate in New York City jumped dramatically. Eventually, the feds took the entire outfit down, but they could not make any of the charges stick against Tommy. So he walked and began a new career as in industrial espionage. And this is a continuation of the story about Trudy. Trudy, in order to maintain her normal life as a college student activist, switched her chair to camouflage mode so that her chair appeared to be an average wheelchair. And then she continued on with her daily routine. Then one day, concerned about the safety of the earth, Tully appeared as a hologram in the White House. "Mr. President, we have to talk." "What? How did you get in here?" "Relax, Mr. President. I am just a hologram." "What? Who are you?" "My name is Tully, and I'm a college student at Salem State College. But enough about me. Our solar system is defenseless. If an asteroid or meteor, natural or artificial, was aimed towards the Earth, we are like the goal in a football game, undefended, with no goalie guarding the net. So I am upgrading your military's non-binary Zeta computers so that I can communicate with it more efficiently. Now, you have schematics to build space drones that can serve as an early defense warning system to protect the Earth." "Oh, thank you, Tully." "You're welcome, Mr. President. If you need me, just ask Zeta. She knows how to reach me now." The President ordered everyone into the Situation Room. The entire interaction with Tully's holograph was played for the government officials. "What happened here?" demanded the President. "I want answers." And the entire government set off to get those answers. The Pentagon put the PSYOPs unit that was in charge of developing the Zeta program in charge of developing these new space drones. They were battle chairs set on automatic pilot. "Mr. President, as far as we can tell, these drones are exact copies of the flying vehicle Tully was sitting in, except driverless," said General Yolanda Watchmaker. "Why, think of it. If we could put 1,000 soldiers in these chairs, we could bring peace and order to the world." "What about space defense?" "Ha! There's nothing out there, Mr. President. I mean, you don't believe in little green men now, do you? There, Mr. President?" "I am issuing an executive order forbidding you from trying to modify these drones in any way. Do you understand me?" "Yes, sir." In class, everyone ran to the window. Long black cars drove up. It was the President. Tully walked outside. The President said, "We need you to come with us." "What?" asked Trudy. "I told you how to reach me." "Tully, you are too important of an asset for us to leave you exposed to the world. Air Force One is waiting to bring you to Side Town. the safest, most protected spot on Earth. But my friends, my life, you should have asked me first. Tully, your nation needs you. Yes, Mr. President. General Lullaby Watchmaker walked away thinking, all right, Mr. President. I cannot modify these chairs, but she can. Now it's only a matter of getting her to do it. General Watchmaker found the perfect candidate. A young former soldier, Tully's age, who had lost his legs to an IED, but still had a pretty face. Gunnery Sergeant Zhang. Sir, yes, sir. Soon Tully and Zhang were in a relationship, and he was filling her head with questions like, imagine if children had wheelchairs that could fly. Imagine how happy they'd be to have a special ability, not just a special need. Yes, but I have memories of worlds that destroyed themselves when alien tech fell from the sky because the social institutions to support and deal with that technology hadn't been developed yet. So the peace and order camp on those planets overthrew the flowers in the field camp and then turned on itself, the snake devouring its own tail, until, in order to regain peace and order, one side or both pushed the self-destruct button. A civilization destroying itself because of alien tech being introduced. So this chair has safeguards and fail-safes to prevent that from ever happening. On Earth as it is in heaven. Be they the peace and order camp or the tree hugger camp, they all want the same thing, for it to be on Earth as it is in heaven, although their image of heaven is exactly opposite of the other. One camp sees heaven as a place where love comes first, while the other camp sees heaven as a place of gates and levers that runs like clockwork. Perfection. Heavenly perfection. Every planet has a version of St. Peter's Gate, a visual that tells the peace and order camp all they need to know about heaven. It is a place of gates and levers. I have 14 million memories of such an event, a planet-destroying event. It always plays out the same. No civilization can adapt to alien tech without destroying itself. But it won't this time because I will guard against it until the world is ready for it. Of course, I have made an exception with the space drones because we need them, simple defenses that will protect the world, and in upgrading the Zeta computers so that I can communicate with Earth's defense systems more easily. But other than that, I have drawn the line. Soon the first 1,000 limited function life pod battle chairs were delivered to Sci-Town, and the first group of volunteers arrived. Children who lacked the ability to walk began flight training. So they had a name for themselves. Soon they had a name for themselves. Skyriders. Your chairs will grow with you. They will meld with you. If the chair accepts you, you'll meld with it for life. You will never be able to leave that chair ever again. Only one child pulled back and was sent home. All the others were soon zooming about and playing cloud tag, oblivious to the fact that they were becoming good at this. Tully's holograph appeared in the Situation Room. The space drones picked up an ancient Trewillian destroyer in deep space. Our solar system is traveling through space at 7 million miles a year, creating a vortex that keeps all of the planets synced with and circling the sun. We are quickly approaching this ancient bit of alien tech. Mr. President, the space drones need to meld together and form a battleship with full armaments and defenses. but they need to meld around a central chair, with a living person in it, someone to captain the ship and go out and explore the Trillian destroyer and possibly recover it for the Earth. But it needs someone in the chair. Therefore, I'm volunteering to go. No, said General Watchmaker. We need you here. The Earth needs you here. There must be someone else, maybe from the group you were training, someone you trust, who could go in your stead. After the meeting, Tully talked it over with Zhang. I don't want you to go. I don't want to go either, but it'll be only be for a little while. No, it's just, I would have to make you a captain. Captains are not admins, but they're the closest thing to it. It's dangerous. I'm not sure. A captain you can trust, Tully. You have to trust somebody. Tully, please, don't carry this burden alone. Let me help you carry this burden. Tully, please, it's done. What's done? I just made you captain. Thank you, Tully. Thank you. At each milestone of Zhang's journey, Tully and the President would be in the Situation Room. They watched him meet up with the space drones, and they formed together into a battleship. And then he watched Zhang's progress as they journeyed out towards the Trillian trawler. Zhang met up with... Zhang named the new battleship the Peter Henlian battlecruiser. Peter Henlian invented the first watch, a small clock that you hung on your pants belt so you could always know what time it was. When they reached the Trillian trawler, Zhang sent 20 space drones into the derelict ship to explore and also to render it harmless. One drone went into the heart of the propulsion system, and then the drone went into phase, so that the ship could not be started without dire results. And the only one who could take the space drone out of phase would be an admin. And other drones went into the Carillion-class destroyer's weapon systems and did the same thing. After all this, the threat level was still over 60%. Zhang knew this was unacceptable. But he began pulling the ship towards our solar system anyways, and sent another group of space drones into the belly of the ship to speed up the reconnaissance. Now, in this neck of the woods, there are groups called claim jumpers, who are forbidden to enter an inhabited solar system, but they can be brought into that solar system. And once brought into that solar system, they can then set up beacon markers over uninhabited planets and claim them for their different concerns.